Hello and welcome back to the Perth to Paisley Podcast, episode number 205. And honestly, it just feels like Hearts are never going to lose another game of football for as long as we live. And I really do hope that is the case. To speak about the last gasp winner at Tannadice at the weekend, slightly later in the week than normal, but if you're watching on YouTube, you can probably guess why, just from Adam's outfit. But as ever, I am joined by Adam Kennedy. Adam, little by little, Derek McInnes has given you everything you've ever dreamed of. How are you?
Some might say, Daniel McIver, that Hearts were lucky not to slide away from the top of the Scottish Premiership table. But Dundee United fans, don't look back in anger, and Hibernian supporters, stop crying your heart out. But with the Jambos continuing to win games, it makes me want to live forever. I've acquiesced that the best has yet to come this season, probably. Xander Clark will be saying to Derek McInnes, stand by me after some suspect goalkeeping, but I was feeling absolutely supersonic when Stuart Findlay headed home the weekend winner. Despite him having to duck past lighters that United fans used to light their cigarettes and alcohol bottles illegally snuck into Tannadice on Sunday, I am feeling on top of the fucking world. I saw the best band that's ever lived on Tuesday night. Heart and Midlothian are top of the Scottish Premiership table. Does life actually get any better than that?
I'll be honest, right? Can I just quickly say, that was not scripted in terms of me doing an Oasis pun into Adam's. I didn't know he had that planned, but I like how my Oasis pun didn't come up again in yours. It sounded like we scripted that, and no one's going to believe now that we didn't. We didn't even plan it.
I had a frantic check as I'd written that out going, I don't think I mentioned little by little. I hope not.
Well, yes. The reason we're recording on Thursday and it's out the day before is that Adam let himself go and just went, right, too much FOMO, I'm going to Oasis. We normally record on the Tuesday. That is when Oasis were playing. Then Adam had work last night as we record this doing the Super Cup on Wednesday night. Yes. So we're back on Thursday. Yeah, so if you're annoyed, blame Adam. I was sat at the microphone each night crying, waiting to speak about Stuart Findlay, but no.
After your birthday on Monday, McIver.
Yeah, exactly.
Many happy returns. How does it feel? Older, wiser?
Never wiser, always older. And yeah, Heart of Midlothian just do not lose at my birthday, and I love that that's a part of my life.
It is bizarre.
Yeah.
Like, why? I don't know.
I don't know.
Optimism carries us into the new season, or draw seasons. We've not really had fixtures. Yeah, it's strange.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's mad.
Weird.
No idea. But before we get to all of that, all our lovely game, we have to cover the other games, because we were the Sunday fixture due to Dundee United's European adventures, which is currently ongoing as we speak. And as we speak, they're doing very well as they have gone 1-0, I believe you were saying to me.
Yes, Max Waters with the goal in 25 minutes. So United lead Rapid Vienna 1-0 at Tannadice. So, yeah, that's
apologies. Incredible. Apologies when this game finishes 5-1. It sounds like we're very optimistic.
Yeah, sorry, United fans. We're not going to acknowledge any other European games on tonight because
not at all.
In this list.
The non-European games that were featured on the Saturday had Livingston and Falkirk, the battle of the two promoted teams, and Livingston just apparently have Falkirk's number regardless of anything, as they ran out 3-1 victors at Livy's home ground. St Mirren and Motherwell played a bore 0-0 draw, but the big talking point was the late kickoff on Saturday as 10-man Rangers scraped a point at home against Stephen Presley's hapless Dundee. Dundee went 1-0 up. Rangers went down to 10. Rangers got their classic penalty to Rangers in the 90th minute. They thought they'd actually nicked all 3 points before Cyril Dessa's offside goal was rightly given as offside. Then on the Sunday, Celtic ran out as expected, comfortable winners away at Pittodrie against Aberdeen. There was our games, and then Hibs kind of started to suggest that Hibs in is back, maybe, as they were 2-0 up just before the break.
So this evening.
Exactly. They were 2-0 up just before the break, but on the break and just after the break, Killie managed to get 2 goals back, one of which being a probably goal of the season contender.
Without a doubt.
What did you make of the other 5 fixtures before we speak about our game?
You've summed that up really well.
Thanks.
I fancied Livingston.
I've been waiting 5 days.
Plenty notes, I hope. Yeah, Livy's Indian sign over Falkirk's incredible. I can't believe that because I had no idea that they took, what was it, 10 to 12 points against them in the
Yeah.
championship last season. Um, and it's obviously continuing into the top tier. Falkirk just need a couple bodies badly, don't they?
Yeah, definitely.
I think there's talk of, was it a couple players from Man United on loan? I think I
Yeah, I
heard.
saw that. What's the link
So
there?
absolutely no idea. Can't even begin to imagine. Don't know. Because if it was like Darren Ferguson in charge of Falkirk, then he'd
Yeah.
probably have already got them. But I don't know. Don't think John McGlynn's worked at Man United,
Is he
despite
mates with Ferguson?
his long illustrious career. Two Scottish managerial icons. Yeah, could well be. Could well be.
Correct.
Fancied a draw between St Mirren and Motherwell because Motherwell's record in Paisley is actually pretty good. They seem to be about the only team that go to Paisley regularly and get good results. Um, Rangers Dundee was an absolute hoot. Not only did you have Lyle Cameron's kind of pre-match
Oh, of
comments
course.
and him basically saying that Dundee were a part-time team.
Yeah, that was crazy.
And feeling like a full-time footballer, he then proceeded to have an absolute stinker at Ibrox. It's 1-0 Partizan Belgrade, by the way. Come on.
Why have you put that in now?
Sorry.
That's all I'm going to be thinking about.
I just saw the notification there on Flashcore. Get it downloaded. That's my employer. Yeah. Sorry. Lyle Cameron, a generational stinker.
Yeah.
Dundee, just make a set piece count.
I saw the second half of this, by the way. Just coincident. I was down at my mum and dad's for my birthday stuff on the Saturday, and we just had it on, and then we saw Dundee scored, so we suddenly all became really focused on that. So I actually got to see the second half. What were you going to say about the officials? Because I had a point about the officials as well.
No, I thought that they got the red card spot on.
Yeah.
I think that the penalty is questionable.
I can understand why it was given in the moment. But I feel like it should have been
Kasama's
overruled.
looking for it. Like,
Yeah, he is.
I think he's already on the way down.
Yeah.
It was bizarre. I actually felt sorry for Stephen Presley and Dundee Football Club.
Well, I felt sorry for Stephen Presley, as I always do. But yeah, Dundee, Dre Wright, and all that. They were so bad going forward, I will say that. Like, fuck me. It kind of
Rangers or
showed why
Dundee?
they're shit. Both. But Dundee, man, the amount of times they got any really good opportunities that I was like,
yeah.
oh, like 10 of the other teams in this league would at least challenge Jack Butland, but it never even got
100%.
that far.
I know. There was a couple instances where I felt as though they took it wide as well.
Yeah,
like,
they kept going out far right.
Yeah, it was really strange. But yeah, a mental result, and of course, I thought, like you, that they'd nicked it through Dessers, the goat. But thankfully, it was, as you say, rightfully chopped off.
How did the linesman not pick that up in real time, by the way?
I mean, it's genuinely like they just want them to go up and score.
Yeah.
It honestly feels like that. So yes, there is. I just find it hilarious as well. Like the fans, a couple coming onto the park to serenade Dessers after undoubtedly calling him a donkey throughout the 90 minutes, and then the goals like chopped back. It was.
I will also say, I especially made a big song and dance last week about the Russell Martin mind games of thinking, right, I'll throw them under the bus here because regardless of anything, we're probably going to beat Dundee at home, so it looks like they've G'd them up. But now they've just bottled it. They were apparently, I didn't watch the European game. They went through, but apparently were terrible in that as well.
Didn't watch it because I was living my best life. So.
Yeah, like, where does he go from here? Because he's kind of rolled his dice of throwing them under the bus.
I don't know. I mean, it would be sensational if he had some rant and rave after Alloa in the League Cup on Saturday night.
Actually, imagine.
That would be incredible. But yeah, he's an intriguing character, Russell Martin. I quite like him.
I really like him, and I want him to be bad enough at Rangers that he's bad, but good enough that he stays in the job. Yeah,
because he's he's the most likable Rangers manager I could think of.
Yeah,
I mean, obviously you're kind of blown away by Steven Gerrard and the career that he's had, but
he's still a prick. So
and
fuck him.
Bronkhorst don't like Michael
No,
Beale.
see, I
So
think
fine.
Gio was more likable as a guy. Gio just seemed like a nice wee
As a
guy.
guy, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. But Michael Beale,
Oh,
bell
yeah.
end.
Aye.
Yeah. And
Clement.
speaking of bell ends, Brendan Rodgers and the Celtic board fallout. I mean, he's loving this
Oh,
because they're picking up the
yeah.
results and
But I
you can
did
say
see it.
scraping through. I mean, they battered Aberdeen, don't get me wrong, but kind of 1 goal, 2 goal, like they're just
Was it
gradually
Richard
building
Cobb,
forward.
actually, who said on Twitter, he was like, it's so funny. It might not have been. It might have been Evan McFarlane or someone being like, you can tell Celtic's fan base is like ready to explode with anger at the board, but Rangers keep being so shit that there's genuinely a chance that at the end of like August they'll be 10 points clearing in the Champions League, all because Rangers have been shit.
Mad.
So it's like they can't really get annoyed because the
No.
board would just turn around and go, what are you worried
What are you
about?
moaning at?
Like,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
fine.
Yeah, it was bizarre. Like the season where Rangers reached the Europa League final, all of Glasgow was seemingly happy
Yeah.
because like Rangers had won the Scottish after beating us, Celtic League and League Cup, and Rangers had reached the Europa League, and you're thinking, right, they're obviously going to kick on. So Glasgow was kind of this euphoric,
The one
happy
time
place.
they were all happy.
Whereas now it could be the complete polar opposite. Celtic
Yeah.
could win the clean sweep, and it's oh my god, the board won't fucking like loosen off the purse strings. We don't compete in Europe. Blah 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 blah. And Rangers obviously
We're
might not win
fifth.
anything domestically.
What's
So
happened?
so that was bizarre. Celtic's record against Aberdeen. I know they lost the cup final, but for the most part, it's good. I think they won the other 5 or 6 games against them
I
last
saw
year.
a stat that
Wasn't
it was
surprised to even go
18 wins in a row at Pittodrie or something.
Yeah, I think that sounds about right.
Or like unbeaten in 18,
visits.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Just pathetic. I mean, Aberdeen, Jimmy Tilling, what? 5 wins in 29 games or 30
Yeah.
games or something.
Like, it's obscene. Teddy Yengi, what a player, by the way. Good defender. Good defender, making big blocks.
He's already the worst summer signing in the country, isn't he? Big
Yeah.
deal. And then Hibs Kelly, yeah, fancied Hibs, despite obviously an annoyingly good result in Europe on the Thursday night, beating Partizan in Belgrade. Then saw them go 2-0 up and thought, oh well, that's that. But once Kelly got one back, it was right, okay. And then Ben Brannan's goal is
He'll never score a
sensational.
better goal in his life.
I mean, the kid's 18, so he's got plenty of time.
He's got time, but he went to it.
But that is just ridiculous.
Do you think the keeper could do better?
I'm not having Jordan Smith anyway.
No,
to be
he's
honest.
shite. But it's in the air for a long time. It's a ridiculous hit. I'm taking nothing away for the guy.
I mean, everybody at Easter Road said that it was genuinely like the ball was travelling in slow motion, that time
Yeah.
just stopped. But I just think it's unbelievable technique.
Yeah, fair.
I mean, the fact he's even coming back, taking
Yeah.
the steps back to then set himself, and just like it's a combination of a caress and a smash.
Yeah.
Like it's perfectly executed and just an unbelievable strike. A goal worthy of winning any game. I know Kelly took a point here, but to come back from 2 down at Easter Road's not a bad result considering they haven't won there since like 2013 or 2014.
Yeah, they
or something
always
mad.
win at Tynecastle
Exactly,
and they never
but
win
they
at
can't
Easter
beat
Road.
those at Easter Road. So
Aye.
yeah, it's great having the football back though, innit? I mean,
I
2
know.
action-packed game weeks, plenty to talk about, and not just from a Hearts perspective. It's
Yeah.
fantastic because that was a bumpy ride at the weekend. I think it's fair to say, but thankfully, it's one that we've came through. And the fact that we've left it late, I mean, you cannot be a last-minute winner, can you? You really
Yeah.
can't.
Exactly. But Hearts did travel to Tannadice on the Sunday with almost an identical lineup from the result at Aberdeen. I was about to say the week before, but it wasn't because it was the Monday night.
No,
It was the
weird.
same week, yeah.
I thought it was an unchanged team when I first saw it, and then you kind of saw Alan Forrest's name sneak in there, and you were like, "Oh, okay."
Oh, wait
and
now.
And then it was like, "Oh, where's Borchgrevink?" And it was like, "Oh no, he's goosed." So you're like, "Oh, fantastic." And then
Aye.
Adam Forrester has the shortest loan spell of anybody I've ever known.
Was never
as
even
a
registered.
Johnson. So, so that cooperation agreement torn up before it's even began with Saints. So
Exactly.
that's a good laugh.
But the thing is, with the cooperation, I didn't realize this, is that he could literally go and come back 100 times if he wanted to.
Yeah,
You're just
it's a
allowed to
bit.
do this.
I know it's a bit dodgy,
I feel
stroke
like it only
weird.
benefits us. How does this benefit St Johnston in any way?
Well, particularly when we can pull them away at any time,
Yeah.
because if Simo Valkyrie 2-0 United, bloody hell. Um,
Wow.
if if St Johnston have him pulled away by us at any given point, I mean, Simo Valkyrie must have been chased a right back the entire summer. He's
Yeah.
then stumbled upon Adam Forrester, hasn't kicked a ball yet, and he's taken away. Like, I kind of feel for him in that sense. But yeah, bizarre. Obviously, well beyond our pay grade, so we'll swiftly move on.
The lineup was a 3-5-2. Clark in goals, back three of Kent, Halkett, and Findlay. Wing backs of Milne and Alan Forrest replacing Christian Borkovic. Midfield three of McEntee, Devlin, and Spittle. And a front two of Shanklin and Braga. Interestingly, as this on the Saturday, as I was going down on the train to my mum and dad's, this is how bored I was. I looked at Dundee United's formations in their previous two games to see what they'd play. And they had both times played a 4-3-3, completely flat 4-3-3. So the fact that they changed to match us up completely in the first half in a 3-5-2 was quite interesting. And as you kind of hinted at, I
Yes.
felt like it, much like Aberdeen, it wasn't our best performance, but we still looked solid. Now, not individuals, but as a
No.
team, we looked reasonably solid. But I was very, very impressed overall. We'll obviously do our usual and go into highlights minute by minute. But in general, I was very impressed by United.
Yeah, I thought United were decent, to be fair. Because again, I'd watched them previously in that last round. Una Strassen. I
Mm-hmm.
watched the game at Tannadice, and they won 1-0, and it was kind of it felt a bit like a pre-season now that you see them kind of up to speed and whatever.
Yeah.
Um, but I think the talk with United has been it's a lot of bodies that haven't played with one another.
Mm-hmm.
They're basically Dundee United nations because everybody's coming from all over to come and play for United.
I like
So
that.
thank you.
Well done.
I'll nick that off Hugh Keevins on Clyde One Super Scoreboard.
I
I can't
like
claim
it,
that.
Les.
Yeah. But yeah, it was. I think Jim Goodwin was asking a lot, and obviously the scrutiny that he's come under, rightfully or wrongly, regarding the lack of Scots playing time and what have you. Um, I think they've so far anyway. They seem to have coped with this Thursday Sunday malarkey pretty well, um, because I think having been pegged back twice by Falkirk, not the worst result on the opening day. And on another day, they probably felt as though they could have beaten us. But that being said, I think you're kind of right. I think we're the masters of our own downfall in this game.
Yeah.
Thankfully, we've been bailed out by one guy in particular.
I also like Dolchek for them. Obviously, will get the headlines considering what he did in the game. But I thought Miller that was the first time I'd probably seen Miller Thompson for them, and I found out
Not a bad wee player, isn't he?
he was playing out of position, and I thought he actually dealt with Harry Milne reasonably well, especially considering how well Harry Milne has been for us. I know you could make an argument that Milne got booked and that might have affected him. But I felt even in the first half, whilst Mill was getting past him a couple of times, there was times where Miller Thompson completely shut him out. And I just assumed he was a right back, but it turns out he's actually more familiar on the left. So they've got
Yeah,
some all right players.
I don't know what happened to him because he scored in the derby early on last season and then he kind
Mm-hmm.
of faded away. I don't know what happened. I thought the young lad starting was quite good as well. The one that
Yeah,
obviously won the free kick,
yeah.
which we'll come on to. I like Kamara as well in the middle of the park. A wee bit all action.
When Kamara came off, you could feel the
Yeah,
energy change. He was
yeah,
like, he's like their
he was decent.
Devlin.
Yeah, yeah, I'd go along with that. Because he loves a challenge, and I think he's going to be a yellow card merchant,
Yeah.
a bit like our Cammy. So, um, yeah, United have been all right. I might have underestimated them in my preseason prediction.
What a surprise, by the way. I think the first time in the history of this podcast we've given praise to an opposition team, and it's a team of the guy I fancy. So, love you, Jim Goodwin.
Yeah. The Jim Goodwin stan is just
Yeah,
reeling off all these great.
exactly.
He's never made a bad signing, has he?
No,
Ever.
he never has. Who gives a fuck about how little Scottish people are playing? He's got them playing well, as they've got 1 point for the opening 6. But we ignore that. They're 2-0 up in Europe, for God's sake. Right. First highlight of the game, 7 minutes in. Oh, I was so angry at this. Frankie Kent just heads well over from a free header into the box following the Harry Mill corner. Laurie Dunsire made the point on commentary. For the amount of headers Frankie Kent wins, he has scored a shockingly low amount of goals and has an even worse on-target record. Why are we aiming for Frankie Kent?
Good question. It's one
Come on, Ross Grant. Answer me this.
Well, yeah, he's the man to answer. That's a good point, actually. We should have got him on here.
Yeah.
Yeah, particularly when, obviously, you're a big Craig Halkett fan.
Yeah.
I think Craig Halkett wins his fair share of headers. And the other centre half is the one that's bailed us out in this very game.
Is the top goal scorer in the Premiership.
Yeah. I don't know. It's a great question. I don't know why we are aiming for Frankie Kent. I think he's so kind of hot and cold for me. Like, there's times where I think he's brilliant, and then other times where I'm thinking, would I really be bothered? Like,
yep.
I don't know. He's a strange one to figure out.
I think he is the single most overhyped player in this squad.
I think the season before last he was excellent, and then last season
he was terrible.
He tailed off. Yeah, like I think that's probably emblematic of how I feel about him in the team now.
Yeah.
It's like we've seen the very best of Frankie Kent, and equally we've seen when Frankie's not been at his best. So,
yeah, Frankie, relax. That's the worst pun we've made, and you had a scripted Oasis paragraph.
Well, I'm glad you admitted to that, because had I tried to claim that, I would have been met with, "What? Did you not hear your intro?" So yes, I'm a bit baffled as to why we aimed for Frankie Kent, but yeah. I don't know. Maybe we were thinking he scored over the road last season at Dens.
Aye.
And that disastrous defeat.
Yeah, that was bad.
Can he do something here? I don't know. Ross, if you fancy it.
Yeah. 2 minutes later, Xander Clark tips a Dundee United effort around the post. From the ensuing corner, though, we break with Braga, who picks out Milne, but he crosses into the box. His effort doesn't find anybody. And then 2 minutes after that, 12th minute, nice bit of footwork from Findlay again, who finds Forrest. He did like a wee stop, trap, go kind of thing. You just get past the attacker.
The club, Ewan, the videographer, did really well to actually capture that as well. Between that and Harry Milne as well.
Yeah, I mean, like a Rabona nutmeg almost.
Oh, beautiful footwork. So, yeah, big Stu. I mean...
You can tell he's playing with confidence.
I mean, exactly. Like, just look at him.
Yeah.
I didn't think he had that in him. I just thought he was a big no-nonsense defender, but I mean, the sidestep.
Maybe Kilmarnock were right and he's the best defender ever. His cross
He's been robbed at 50 Scotland caps.
Exactly what he did. He finds Forrest, whose cross is met by Braga, but his head is straight into the hands of the United goalkeeper.
Goal from Alan Forrest as well. I couldn't believe it. I actually thought that was Braga's moment. I thought a great delivery. And you could see how frustrated he is as well.
Aye.
One of the things I love about him, he knows that was a gilt-edged chance or whatever, but it's fine. I think you'll get plenty more.
You'll get more, it's all right.
I wouldn't worry just yet, mate.
And 2 minutes later, Hearts got their own chance as Harry Milne swings in the corner, and he didn't get directly involved with the goal in this one, but Stuart Findlay's hauled to the ground by the Dundee United defender. Lawrence Shankland,
all action.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. See, aim for him and we win penalties or score goals. Lawrence Shankland steps up, and to be honest, I am at the stage now with Shankland where I'm not confident when he steps up to take a penalty.
I actually was.
I wasn't.
No, I was. I thought the omens were good. You'd said about the former club last episode.
Yeah, true.
It was his birthday.
It was his birthday, the day before my birthday, where we always win. So maybe I should have been confident, because he did just calmly step up, score, and for 90 seconds...
Or the season before last, I should say, isn't it?
For 90 seconds, everything's going great.
Yeah, yeah, it is. Yeah, I could see why Jim Goodwin would be frustrated from a United perspective, though. I mean,
Yeah.
I've no idea what is it, Yovu?
Yeah, Yovu.
Ovu? What like needlessly hauls Stuart Findlay down to the
Yeah.
ground. Um, but no, I think that looked like a Lawrence Shanklin that knew exactly where he wanted to place it, was feeling confident as though he could come back and haunt his former club, like we mentioned. Um, yeah, just cool, calm, collected, and Hearts on the balance of play probably deservedly ahead.
Well, definitely Frankie should have been told to relax because what was not calm, cool, or collected was 90 seconds later as Frankie Kent makes a stupid foul on the edge of the box and
Ono and Sturton, who I mentioned
Ono and
earlier.
starting, yep. And then, right,
It's not a wonder
Dolchek.
ball, is it, for Xander to? Sorry, sorry.
That's the worst one. That's definitely the worst one. But speaking about his wall, as Dolchek was standing up to take it, I was like, Xander, why are you standing in the middle of your goal? You've set up a wall, go to the other side. But he was stood so centrally. And I think Dolchek notices that. So he just kind of goes, oh, I don't even need to put this in the corner. I just need to put it slightly to his left, my right. Xander gets a touch on it.
Yeah, it's not his finest moment. Yeah, I think you're right. It's not even like it's in the top bag. He just bends towards the
No.
top bag, and yeah, it's. I mean that's not great, but there's worse yet to come
Well,
from a
it's
Xander Clark
immediately
perspective.
because there's no other highlight until the 41st minute where Dundee United go ahead as Kamara, who we spoke about earlier as well, finds Dolchek again on the right hand side. It was at this point that you really realise, oh yeah, we don't have a right back here because there was just a hole where a right back should be as Alan Forrest is trying his best as a winger, being told to defend.
Can't fault the effort from Alan
No,
Forrest, to be honest.
finds the goal scorer Dolchek, and I don't know if he sclaffs his shot or he just doesn't hit it right or whatever, but it's right at Xander Clark at his near post, but it somehow slips underneath him and then goes up into the roof of the net. I was told, especially by you, all last season, that Xander Clark should definitely be number one. He's much better than Craig Gordon is. Oh, Gordon's made these mistakes, stuff like that. Craig Gordon does not make either of those mistakes. He might make different mistakes, but he doesn't make those mistakes. That is, and it's, my dad made a point. Technically, Xander Clark's last 3 full league games were that game there, where he's at least to blame massively for one of the goals, but I would argue both. Aberdeen, where he only had to do 2 things, and both times he pushed them into quite a dangerous area, and we had McEntee to save us.
And we were lucky that Kusini Yenge just cannot finish his dinner.
Cannot do anything. And then you go all the way back. Do you remember what his last full performance was?
Was it not that game in Dundee?
It was, where it was, he chucked 2 in. So he's actually, he's like...
Luke McCowan's and Tiffany's?
Yeah, Gerald Taylor's own goal. But the first goal comes from Xander just doing a weird pass to Kent, which is so undercooked, and it allows whoever the Dundee player is to get in.
Hate's got to Tayside.
Yeah,
Xander.
exactly.
Tannadice Street, he's got the fear.
He played the first 12 minutes against Kilmarnock on the last day of the season, but then got hurt, and Fulton came in. But in terms of his last 3 full performances, he's been like catastrophically bad.
That's actually what I was going to ask when you mentioned Ryan Fulton there.
He would start for me tomorrow.
I was going to say...
It's Saturday, sorry.
Like, does he deserve a chance? Because to me, I would probably say yes.
He didn't put a foot wrong in the latter half of the season.
And I know that we're playing kind of perceived worse teams because we're in that Diddy bottom 6, but to me, would I trust him any less than I would Xander Clark off the back of that performance or Craig Gordon towards the back end of last season? Probably not. Do I think we'll make that change?
No.
No. I think it will be Xander Clark's position for the foreseeable. I think here, his celebrations at full time were justified, where he basically manhandled Stuart Findlay and said, "Thanks very much for bailing me out because I had an absolute nuke."
Yeah.
I mean, the second goal was horrendous.
Yeah.
So bad. Dolchek doesn't even catch it properly at all.
There's a point in that I've not made this as
he's
a...
trying to, sorry, McCabe. I'm genuinely convinced he's trying to flash it across goal.
You might be.
Gets it wrong, basically hits it into Xander Clark, and somehow we concede because it squirms through him. Like, just a shit goal to concede. But I don't need to tell him that. You don't need to tell him that. Ultimately, the only man that should be telling him that is in the dugout. But Xander himself knows that that's nowhere near good enough. And he is fortunate that one of his three centre halves in front of him has bailed him out on this occasion.
It's not come up in the highlights, so I didn't make a note of it, but I remember it. There was also a moment in the second half where he just passed to a Dundee United player. Like, just completely passed him.
Oh my God, on the right-hand side?
Yeah, and Halkett went absolutely ballistic at him. Bad performance. But that takes us into half-time.
But what I was going to say is, thank God that's out the way. Like,
yeah, that's true. That's very true.
It should be a case now of anything that's even remotely close to that, and you'll be on that bench before you know it. So, like, we've won the game. Yes, we would all crave the perfect performance that coincides with the result. Granted, it's taken a bit of gloss off the scoreline. But ultimately, at this early stage, I think it's just imperative that we get points on the board. A win's a win. I mean, it took us till the 2nd of November last season to have won.
Couldn't believe that stat.
2 league games. So the fact that we've gone back to back, I'm not gonna be too upset about that. 6 out of 6, you can't say any fairer than that. Yeah. But yeah, like, it just goes to show you how bad it actually was last season. Like, that is remarkable.
Half-time.
And not in a good way.
Yeah, exactly. Half-time. And I felt like that half had flashes of the last few years where Dundee United clearly just let us have the ball and we started to horseshoe it around a wee bit, where they just all kind of fall into that default state of going, all right, okay, we just need to do this. But
asking
at
for some bravery, isn't it? Somebody to take the game by the scruff of the neck, so to speak.
At half-time, I said he should take off Forrest and Kent and he should bring on Steinvender and Kizaridis. And Derek McInnes and me are telepathically linked because at half-time, he took off Kent and Forrest and brought on Kizaridis and Steinvender. Went to a back four, played a 4-4-2, and I don't think this is going to be where you think I'm going. He didn't have a massive impact on the game generally, but I've noticed it does feel like right now, whenever Kizaridis is on the pitch, we play better, even if he's not directly involved. Because my dad made the point that it was like, Kizaridis feels like a guy the opposition will go, oh shit, he's going to run at us.
Yeah. Or kind of, we need to double up on him. He pulls players, doesn't he? Like, yeah. I kind of know what you're getting at, because I think his role in the winners, fantastic.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, he does. He stretches it. Ultimately, that's what we've been kind of craving off the bench for quite some time when it comes to our wide players. Because I said prior to the Aberdeen game that I thought he should have started. Oh my God, it's 2-0 Partizan. Come on! So
we're getting too excited. We're going to get clipped when Hibs win.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, back to Hearts. Our wide options have been poor for a number of years now.
Yeah.
So the fact that we've got somebody that I believe probably should be in from the start that can...
Yeah.
He is essentially doing what I think our squad players should be doing when they're the ones coming off the bench in place of him.
Yeah,
does that make sense?
Fair. Yes, absolutely.
Because I really like him. I
really like him as well.
I think he's got something. I think he's just kind of somebody that we don't really have a duplicate of in the squad.
Yeah.
He asks questions of opposition defenders, and just kind of sucks them out and creates space. So that'll do for me.
I'm also impressed at how hard he works, because typically wingers have a reputation of being like, just give me the ball and I'll do stuff. But he was like tracking back to defend set pieces and like just in active game situations, he was tracking back and making tackles, which is something that is not characteristic of a tricky, fast winger.
It's not, but then I also think he's probably grateful of the opportunity that Hearts have given him in terms of his career. Because where was he playing beforehand? Slovakia or something?
Slovakia, yeah.
Second tier or something like that.
Yeah.
So to go for, like, we obviously mock the Scottish game and we all have a joke and a laugh, and I'll be as likely to say that it's brilliant as I will that it's awful.
Yeah.
But it is a good level. It's one of the top 10, I think, in Europe.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah,
league-wise. So to have gone from, with all due respect, the Slovakian or second tier or whatever the hell it is, to then leap up to a Scottish team, that's a pretty big leap for a footballer to take. So I think it might just be the fact that he's appreciative of the opportunity and that he wants to kind of nail down a starting spot. Now, whether he goes to nail down that starting spot and then we see kind of bad habits creep in and a little bit of laziness, I don't know, you don't know, we don't know because we haven't seen it yet. But I think I think he's basically keen to make an impression so early on.
Yeah.
And hopefully that'll stand him and Hearts in good stead, particularly if he can maintain it for kind of the short to medium to long term.
Well, something that'll definitely keep Hearts in good stead is the just emergence of all-action footballer Stuart Findlay, because on the 58th minute, Hearts do equalise. Harry Milne sends in a corner, another set piece, which is met by Stuart Findlay. It's an excellent delivery. Excellent delivery. But what's even more excellent is the header. Finlay seems to like stay in the air for ages.
Just hangs, doesn't he? He's hanging in the Louvre and then just nods up, kind of up and over and back into that corner.
Yeah.
It's a bullet, a phenomenal header, great goal.
He himself said it was technically the best header he's ever scored.
Doesn't surprise me. Again, was it Nary's Toe Poker, I think, shared the fact that he'd scored something like 4 goals in 5 years.
5 years.
And now all of a sudden he's a goal-scoring genius.
Scored 4 in 28 days or something.
Is the set-piece coach the best signing that we've made over the summer? Or what?
I saw Craig Cairns in the post-match presser with McInnes said, is Ross Grant your signing of the season? And McInnes went, I would say it's Findlay, but Ross is pretty close to it.
You can't argue, you can't halt progress, McIver.
But this is the thing though, right? I love you, Ross Grant, right? I'm worried you're getting a move to Real Madrid. They've taken Trent, they're coming for you next, right?
Listen, we've seen the rapid rise of Austin McPhee. Anything is possible for
anything
Ross
is possible, right? But thank you for bringing up Austin McPhee, because at the very least, Austin McPhee, you look at it and it's like, okay, there's false runners, there's diverting people, there's like mix-up of deliveries and stuff. What? All we do is just go, see, can we put a guy who can cross a good ball in and see the big guys? Can you just like try and lose your marker? I love you, Ross, but I feel like I could have told them that. Why have we not been doing this for the last our lifetimes? When have we ever been this good? And they're not that special.
Listen, I can appreciate that people work hard. I'm not going to belittle anybody's job.
No.
But when you break it down and you say what you say, it really does sound so simple, doesn't it? A decent delivery into the box that clears the first man, a big towering centre half that evades his marker, and a bullet header home. I mean, what is complex about that?
Yeah, why is it taking us the appointment of a guy to tell them it? Was it just that they needed a unique guy to be like, this is the only thing you'll ever hear from me, lads? Jump high, hit hard. That's it. And they were like, oh, well, I just needed somebody else that wasn't my manager telling me that. And then we've now turned into the best set-piece team since Arsenal last year.
Oh, I tell you what, Ross Grant, you just stay in your lane. Do not get as big as your boots. Big in your boots as that Arsenal set piece coach.
I wanted him doing knee slides in front of that home stand.
I hate that prick. Honestly, he winds me up, and the fans. I mean, if I see a mural of Ross Grant on Gorgie Road, I'll never be back.
It'll be for me. I've done it.
I will see that you'll have ordered spray paint to that gaff.
Listen, FM26 got announced yesterday. I didn't want McInnes' job. I want Ross Grant's job. That's who I'm replacing.
I know. That's what I was going to say. I would actually love to see his work schedule. Like, does he just come in when he's thought of a new set piece and just hides away for the rest of the week?
But I just love the idea that he's like, right, it's my time in training, lads. Harry, go and just put your foot through it, and Stuart, go and jump. Right, cheers, lads. I'm off for my lunch. Like,
Harry, see that box? See if you just float that in there, and then Stuart, if you try and connect with the ball as it's in the air, and if you could just guide it and put some power on it and try and nestle it in that corner, then we're on to a winner.
right, I've clocked out, lads. That's me for the day. I'll come back in the morning and tell you the exact same thing.
I better get sent the videos of you scoring all 50 headers in a row.
Fuck it. I love him, though. Please, Ross, if this gets back to you, you are a god in my eyes.
Hand it out right now.
Yeah.
You have whatever you want.
But
it really is. It's mental. Because the stats came out about corners and how fans get giddy, but the actual likelihood of you scoring
it's like
is
really low.
slim.
Yeah.
Yeah. But is that our biggest weapon going forward now?
Yes, definitely. Because it's not even just corners and it's general set pieces and general crosses just seem so much better now.
Crosses into the box with pace in wide areas. I mean, who'd have thought
Who'd have thought it, man?
We've definitely not been ranting and raving about that for a good few years now. Definitely not.
From that point, Hearts were pretty much on top. Goodwin did make the point. He had to make a lot of changes because of the
I was going to say United
travel.
were firing, weren't they?
Yeah, exactly. You could tell. Kurjota made his league debut.
Yes.
And I was quite impressed. In the 90th minute, McEntee does well. He swung a ball into the box after a Hearts corner's cleared. It comes out to Kurjota, who shoots, but fair play to the United keeper, he just pushes it out for
good
a corner.
Effort and a decent save, to be fair.
Aye.
Big
Kucherenko.
Yeah,
Aye, I thought he did well. He didn't want to catch a ball, but
no,
he looked solid.
A wee bit sus, but at least we're making the goalkeeper work. That's always nice. And this was a decent effort. Again, another player that we've plucked from a lower level, perhaps, and obviously we haven't seen a great deal of. So I was then keen to make that impression. I don't know, but I thought it was in. I thought, what a way to announce your arrival, son, off the bench and immediately into the history books for the late winner. But sadly not. However,
but don't worry, because 30 seconds later, bedlam ensues as the Daniel McIver birthday trajectory keeps on going. This time, it's not Harry Milne, as he had been brought off earlier. Kizaridis crossed the ball. Yes?
I've got a question. Did you have Stuart Findlay first goal?
I had Stuart Findlay first goal, and he contributed to every other fucking goal in the game except the first goal. He technically got an assist. Got an assist because he won the penalty.
He should have taken the pen.
Yeah, he should have done. Correct.
But, I mean, we definitely knew that he was going to bag a brace so early on.
But yes, I did have Stuart Findlay as first goal scorer, and then he just fucking scored all the other goals. Kizaridis crosses an excellent ball into the front post. But once again, Stuart Findlay does amazing. He gets past his runner and a diving header. It's met by him. It genuinely, listen, again, everybody's saying it, say it quietly, kind of felt like 0506, where it just went absolutely mental, and it was a class moment. I love the moment where it's like, he turns back and just opens his arms as the squad rushes him. He then gets chucked a lighter at him and a screw, and then gets booked because obviously that's the order of
that is a disgrace that he gets booked. You can literally see him saying, "They're throwing stuff. How am I getting booked?"
Do you want to know that I saw the SFA justification?
What was the justification? Because he left the pitch.
Over celebration. No, they got rid of that rule last year. I didn't know that. Found that out today. They got rid of that's not a booking now if you leave the pitch.
I didn't know that.
Over celebration.
Do me a favour.
Awful. It's a 94th minute winner, for fuck's sake. Exactly. There is no such thing. He didn't take his top off or anything.
The SPFL and the SFA would be the first to throw out the videos saying, "Look at Scottish fans, they're amongst the best in the world."
Limbs!
Exactly! Lindsay Lohan! But no.
Awful.
Can I just say, you mentioned the Kizaridis delivery. Him taking his time to kind of usher the United defender into then him poking the ball through his legs, I think doesn't get spoken enough about.
That's fair.
There are so many that would just flash the ball or just kind of stick one up in the air in sheer desperation, but he's not. He's cool, he's calm. He brings the defender over. if there's nothing on, win the corner, because as
Yeah.
we've established in this episode, we're pretty good at them
We
now.
will score from it.
So I think he does really well to kind of keep his composure, not initiate the contact because obviously he doesn't go down and it's not a foul, but
Mhm.
basically just it's game management. It's clever, it's cute, it's exactly what to do because obviously it leads to that excellent delivery from him and big Stoop Findlay down he gets and just across the goalkeeper at the corner.
Stoop
What a
Finley's the
guy!
worst thing you've ever said.
Stoop Findlay has got to be the title of this episode. That is
Fuck's sake.
incredible. That's genius. Because he does. It's a great
The,
diving
ma-
header. I
the
mean, it's right
man
in the
was
corner.
mocking me for Frankie says relax. And he's just fucking came out with Stoop Finley.
Stoop Findlay is genius. And
Jesus.
he will be the Scottish Premiership top goal scorer. We were wrong in our predictions. We're made to look
Jesus.
like mugs. What a guy.
Have a question for you. I
By the way.
saw a lot of people saying this, and when speaking to my dad, he independently brought this up. It seems that I will preface this by saying I did not feel like this, but I'm naturally pessimistic. It seems that a lot of people just felt like we were going to score a winner. The way that the team is now, the way that optimism is, the way the season started. My dad was saying that when Karjota and Wilson came on, he was like, we're going to score. If we get a chance, we're going to score. How rare is it that we find ourselves in that position?
How great is it that we score late winners?
Yeah, true.
But yeah, fan of the changes because it was just like, just throw the dice. McInnes kind of alluded to it as well, didn't he? That United were tiring
Yeah.
after playing in midweek. He felt as though it was a game that we could win. I fancied us going up there. I think you did as well.
Yep.
So obviously United playing on the Thursday night was a big factor, but yeah, just fresh legs asking questions of kind of mental and physical fatigue. And thankfully we rolled the dice and the right number came up. So yeah, a big win that because
Aye,
again,
massive.
I said earlier, with how long it took us to reach 2 league wins last season, that was a disgrace. Certainly not taking that for granted this season. And yeah, we just kind of keep on climbing. I guess
Yep.
it was very much a case of as well, kind of results went in our favour with
Yeah.
in terms of kind of our competitors or who we would
Yeah.
expect to be
Getting beat, dropping points.
vying with. Yeah, exactly. Whereas we've taken full advantage and thankfully dug in and got that winner. So yeah, good weekend all in all. But I'm not sure. I was kind of 50-50 as to whether we would find a winner or not, but just
That's fair.
relieved that we did because
Very fair.
good Tonto, so it's good.
So that did make it 6 points from a possible 6 in the Scottish top flight this season. However, this weekend, our eyes turn to where we've also been class, the Scottish League Cup, which is a sentence that we have never been able to say in our lives.
Again, context needed.
Nope.
We
could just sit here and say we were class.
This is going to be tricky because I'm not buying St Mirren's kind of slow start here.
No, neither am I.
I think they're decent. But equally, it's as daunting a game for them as it is for us. So
Yep,
nothing
definitely.
to fear. Particularly given the kind of momentum and feel good factor that's building around the club. So just hope that we can keep it going. Really, at the weekend, that's all we can ask for.
We did get the worst possible draw, pretty much, in
We
that
did,
cup draw.
but if we're gonna win,
You have to
honours,
beat
then we've got to
hard
beat the best
teams.
teams.
Yep,
Yeah.
definitely. As you hinted at, St Mirren have got 1 point from their first 6 in the league. However, the loss was a very commendable performance at
I was gonna
Parkhead.
say, yeah, they were unfortunate against Celtic, I thought.
Yeah. And they still kept a clean sheet this weekend.
And I also think, having
This
seen
past weekend.
Motherwell's approach against Rangers, they probably knew that they were in for a tricky game, albeit at home at the weekend. So as you say, a clean sheet. Granted, they didn't score. I don't think that's the worst result. I would expect St Mirren to be up and around that top 6. I actually might already go back on something that I said because Aberdeen look woeful.
They do look really bad.
Like, as far as I'm concerned, the top 6, just from kind of the early stages, I know it's early, But from what I've seen, would be Glasgow's 2, Edinburgh's 2, Dundee United and St Mirren.
I would agree with that.
There's going to be
Motherwell though look quite handy as well.
maybe I can't see them. I can't see it lasting as long for.
I guess just now I would put Motherwell over St Mirren right now, but I think they both look solid. I have just looked there. St Mirren's opening 5 games, including us in the Cup, was Celtic away, Motherwell at home, us at home, Rangers at home, Hibs away. That is a tough opening 5 games.
But then I also think Aberdeen's was, with obviously coming down to us, Celtic at home. So, yeah, I mean, as we say,
Morton away right now isn't a great place to go.
Morton will be licking their lips, I think, at that cup draw.
But we are going there. Go to Paisley, where we went last season in the other cup competition.
Indeed, we
won on penalties. What is your score prediction for this?
Gladly take a repeat of that.
Maybe no with the way we did it, because Neuenhoff left it very late with that equaliser.
Yeah, what was it, 84 minutes, I think, or
something like that. I can't remember exactly.
Yes, I think we'll win by a goal. I think we'll probably will concede as well, so probably go 2-1 Hearts.
I was going to say 2-1 Hearts as well.
Wouldn't be surprised at 1-0. I think if we won by a couple of goals, I'd be really pleased, because I think it's a pretty tricky place to go. But Derek McInnes's record against St Mirren is good, so hopefully that can continue in his new gig. So you're going 2-1 as well?
Yeah, who are your goal scorers?
I think Braga will be kicking himself that he didn't score on Sunday. And did I just say Stuart Findlay again? Fuck it. Yeah, Braga and Findlay. Why not?
I'm going Findlay for my bet first. Come on, Stuart, keep it going.
I can feel you saying like a Harry Milne or something.
No. This will perfectly segue onto the final piece of information that we need to speak about before we get to the quiz, because knowing our luck, it'll happen again tonight. But finally,
the story, Pierre Cabore? Well,
I'm glad you got it in, because it needs to be. That's the best thing you've ever done. I hope you sang it at Murrayfield.
I was wondering what the story with Pierre Cabore actually was.
Yeah. But
he's been here for about a month.
Yeah, exactly.
He's clearly ripping the piss, going, I want more in wages, my sign-on fee, what have you. But
exactly. Yes, but he's finally here.
He's going to be shite now, isn't he? After
he's going to be Vanacek 2.0. It's going to be an absolute fucking disaster. Yep, exactly. But if Transfermarkt wants to actually load, he has done incredibly well in Estonia. For his club, JK Transnarva.
Phenomenal pronunciation.
Thank you. In the Estonian first tier, he has played 50, scored 33, assisted 10. So he's got 43 goal contributions in 50 games. I don't give a fuck what level you play at. That's good. Impressive. So, hopefully he's not Vanacek. Hopefully he comes in. As McInnes said, when he first arrived in Edinburgh, he was fully fit and match ready because the Estonian League started a month earlier than us, whereas now he's been sat in Edinburgh not being legally allowed to train with the squad. He's been keeping himself ticking over, but he's only this last week, 2 weeks, been able to actually train with the squad. But I'm saying, off the bench, Cabore debut goal. I'm going for it.
Love that. I'd love that.
And then next week we can have What's the Story, Pierre Cabore as the title. That would be great. But that'll be next week. Before we finish, as ever, we have the quiz. I don't know how you're going to feel about this. There's the usual true or false, multiple choice, 2 normal questions.
I'll inevitably get wrong.
I think probably. I've never met a man in my life who's so bad at getting 50-50 things wrong. But we'll see. It'll not be as bad as Takis Fisas's moment, which will live on in infamy.
Thank you. Ask the bloody questions. Hurry up.
We're starting with a normal question.
Oh, good.
Who was the last man before Stuart Findlay to score a winner against Dundee United? For Hearts, I should say. Not just a team.
Was it not friend of the podcast, James Luke Penrice?
Another man that has won me money on first best scorers. Yes, James Penrice in a 1-0. The last 3 games before the weekend finished 1-0 to the away team.
Yeah, really weird because it was
Very strange.
It was Big Dalby at Tynecastle.
Yep.
Because that was the game after I lost my dad.
Yep.
Prior to that was the Penrice winner, and then before that was Big Ross Graham, and I tipped him on the podcast.
Yes, you did. You did indeed.
Money on it like a total mug, but there you go.
Yeah, so James Penrice, you're 1 for 1.
Nice. Good start.
Right, your multiple choice. We've been speaking set pieces a lot tonight.
Oh no.
But compared to last season, how many set piece goals did Hearts score last season?
I wouldn't have a clue.
You don't follow the Hearts standard then.
No, I don't.
You've got multiple choice though.
Okay.
Is it 12, 13, 14, or 15?
Does that include pens?
Sorry, I think so. I think it does, yeah. Because this season in the league, we've scored 3 set pieces this season. And that feels like it was all games. Yeah, and because it was like the 2 corners and a penalty.
Yeah, there's no way that I would have guessed any of these numbers. So on that basis, do I then go for the lowest? But then I feel like you've been slewing our set pieces recently, so would you then go low here? I don't know what you're like. I'm stuck between 12 and 13, so what should be 14 or 15? But I will go for 12.
The answer is actually 14.
Wow, really?
Yep, 14 set pieces. This is, by the way, this is all according to the Hearts standard. So if it's wrong,
say 13, and I was going to be absolutely furious.
No, 14.
I would never have guessed 14.
True or false question? We've now won 10 competitive games in a row.
Mm-hmm.
The last time we did that, we won the top flight.
True.
Just wanted to give you a freebie to just put that fact in because we're going to win the league this season. Go on. Yes. Longest winning run.
Come on.
Yep. I know, exactly. That's a bigger achievement. Who cares about anything else? Yes.
Nice. So you don't give a shit about the question, just get the fact in.
Just like, we've now won 10 competitive games in a row. That's our longest winning run since 1959-60, the last time we won the top flight. Thank you, Scott.
See you all in May for that trophy lift.
Exactly. Question number 4. Who is the top goal scorer for Hearts against St Mirren in the current squad? And a bonus point if you can tell me how many goals it is. And again, Hearts literally yesterday as we write this tweeted a video of the 4 top goal scorers in the current squad.
Did they not say that there was something like 9 different goal scorers amongst? Did I not
say
that last week? Yeah. Maybe should have watched the video and actually.
Maybe you should have.
That would have been a good idea. I am just going to go, surely the obvious answer, Lawrence Shankland.
Do you want to guess how many goals you think Shankland has? This is in a Hearts shirt, by the way. This is not included.
You don't say 4, no.
I was saying they put the top 4.
The 4 potential one. You're right,
yeah.
Sorry. I can think of that phenomenal goal to reach 30 in Paisley.
God, yeah.
I can think of one that he bent into the... Did he score twice, I think, at Tynecastle? And the second was the Travella into the top corner, which would be 3. 4 seems to be the magic number. I can't quite place the other one. Then would he have got more than that? Let's go 5.
So the top 4 are Devlin with 1.
I remember that. That was in a 2-0 win. Yep. Big Ellis Sims got the other goal.
Stephen Kingsley with 2.
The free kick at Tynecastle was a belter.
Yep. I can't actually remember the other one as I sit here.
That's terrible. I should remember that, but I don't. Go on.
Second place, we always made jokes about the modern day Rudy Scatchell, Callum Neuenhoff with 3.
Bloody hell, is he second, really?
Yeah, because he scored twice in that game where we won 3-2 at Tynecastle when we were 2-0 down, that we did against Dundee as well. We did that, and Neuenhoff scored in both of them.
And obviously last season in the
cup. And then last season in the cup. But number 1 is Lawrence Shankland with 4.
Ah, so annoying. What was the other goal? I was trying to remember it.
Oh, fuck, I can't remember
two
now.
braces?
2 braces, yeah.
Yeah, the one that he scored 30 was, I think it was a pen, and then obviously the one
And
that
then he
he
scored the
scored loops
like
back into the
loops at,
corner was
yeah.
just, oh,
And then
gorgeous.
yeah, the Travella at Tynecastle, and then
Yeah, I
another one in
remember
that
that.
game at Tynecastle as well.
I remember that game because there was call-offs in the Scottish Premiership, and I had all three correct scores. It was something like Celtic
Oh
to win
wow.
2-0 against Livingston, Rangers to beat Motherwell 2-0, and Hearts to beat St Mirren 2-0. So I'll always remember that game.
So you did get the point because
Well, I got the point.
Shankland was the answer.
Kelly
It was
St
just
Johnston was the other one, and
right,
Hillcrest who won
okay.
at Rugby Park. Sorry.
It was just a bonus point if you got the goals. So you still got the point for the answer because you said
Yeah.
Shankland.
Oh,
So
that's
you could have
annoying, though.
you could have had 5 points in the four
Ah,
questions, but you got three. You got 3 out of
yeah, it's
5.
decent. It's
It's no
decent.
bad at all. Right, fuck me. The who am I? I've given you easy ones recently, so
Nah, yeah.
and this, by the way, comes from a listener. So thank you,
Oh
Paul.
God, so somebody's got it in for me.
Paul,
Paul,
thank
yeah,
you for this.
I'm watching
So,
you, mate.
are you ready?
Hit me with it.
I captained Hearts at youth level. I made my debut at Celtic Park, replacing a Hearts legend. I have exclusively played and managed in Scotland. I am followed on social media by 5 former guests on this podcast. In my entire over 200 plus game career, I've scored to date 1 goal. Who am I?
Oh my God, that's horrible.
Yeah, it's no fun.
Jesus.
Thank you, Paul.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
I don't even know where to begin with that.
yeah,
Did you say he'd played and managed exclusively in Scotland?
yeah.
Oh dear God. What do you actually even say? I feel like just asking your questions. Like literally nothing is coming to me. The the captaining Hearts at youth level to then come on in place of a Hearts legend at Celtic Park for his debut, his league debut. Is that what you said?
Yep.
Oh my God. 1 goal. See, the whole managed thing, have you snuck in like Angus Beath or something on the sly here?
It's not me, it's Paul.
Yeah, Paul, I'm watching you. But then, have we done Angus Beath? Can I look through the previous answers to see if we have? I'm pretty sure we haven't.
I can tell you just now as you're thinking.
Oh, we might have done though. In fact, I'm just gonna put
No, we've not.
no, we've not.
Unless your list is wrong, we've not. It's just dawned on me now, by the way, that you've kept that bucket hat on the whole episode.
I'm sweating like
So am I.
I oi oi oi. Yeah, I'm just gonna ask for no, I'll ask first, when did he play for Hearts, McIver?
Between 2009 and 2012.
See, and managed. Like, how can you have instantly gone into my like? Is this Angus Beef on the fly? I think it fucking is. But then who would he have come on for? 2000. Oh God. Yeah, it has to be. Right. Let's think about this logically. But in 2012, he would have left. He left. Did he not leave in a swap for Jake Mulroney? Angus Beath. Am I thinking of that right? Oh, God almighty, man. Right. Can I have can I have the list of clubs that he's played or managed or both? Or is it one or the other? I'll take what
You can do
I'll
whatever you
take,
want.
I will take the list of clubs that he has managed in order, please.
Tranent, Bonnyrigg Rose.
Oh, it's Robbie Horn.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah.
So Angus Beath would have been 12 when this man made his debut. But I was just quickly Googling. I was like, I'm pretty sure I'm only a year older than Angus Beath.
The times do not add up.
You're incorrect.
Oh, fuck.
It is the current manager of Bonnyrigg Rose, Johnny Stewart.
Oh, that's so annoying. Oh, that's really annoying.
Who is a player manager at Bonnyrigg. And was also player manager at Tranent. So, the clues.
That's really annoying.
I captained Hearts at under 18th and 19th youth level.
Rapid Vienna have pulled a goal back at Tannadice. It's 2-1 United.
It's all happening now. I made my debut at Selly Park replacing a Hearts legend. I will tell you that it was the 24th of May 2009 when we drew 0-0 at Parkhead, and he came on the 80th minute. Could you guess who it was for? I will tell you, at the time they weren't a legend, but they subsequently became a legend.
Morovic?
No. You think Morovic is a Hearts legend?
I don't know, I was trying to think.
This guy is like up there as one of the best, like the most legendary figures in the history of the club.
Darren Barr.
No. But you're in the right
I
mold.
was trying to think of 2012 for whatever reason.
Yeah, you're in that.
Adrian Morovic played in 2012, but he clearly didn't.
Even more legendary than Darren Barr.
I don't even know where Johnny Stewart played. Like, I'm not being funny.
He didn't. Well, this is the thing.
Was it not a like for like?
At the time, it would have been, but if it was in 2012, it wouldn't be.
Oh Jesus, I don't know. Andy Driver.
No, the answer is Johnny Stewart was a midfielder, or is a midfielder. Sorry, he's playing, and he would have, because of the time period. I'm just guessing, he would have come on for at the time centre mid, but would then be transitioned to centre half. Marius Zalukis.
Oh wow. Bloody hell.
Because that's when Zal was playing centre mid, and everyone was like, well, he's shit. And then it was like, no, he's class, actually.
Crying out loud, wow.
I've exclusively played and managed in Scotland. When he was at us, he went on loan to Dundee and Raith. Then he left us for Brecon, East Fife. He played 80 games. No, he played much more than that.
I was about to say East Fife. I couldn't have told you that he played for Brecon, but why do I feel like all Hearts youth end up at East Fife one way or another?
He played like over 100 games for Bonnyrigg, then left for Tranent in 2024, and now is back.
No, Hibs.
Oh, right at the very end! Hibs have fucking went ahead. For God's sake.
60 minutes, so plenty of time, Partisan. Come on.
He's followed on social media by like Amarusa Let It Run, Craig Fowler, Richard Cobb, kind of thing. So they're all the guests who have been on the podcast. And he only ever scored one goal. One goal.
Well, sorry,
so
Johnny.
He's still going. He could get one in the Lowland League this campaign if he puts himself on.
Now that I'm a Bonnyrigg native,
yeah.
It's not high on my agenda, unfortunately.
But aye, so that was a hard one for Paul.
Yeah, thanks, Paul.
I love you, Paul. Thank you for the listenership.
Knob.
But if you have enjoyed this episode, even though it's ended with Hibs potentially qualifying for you,
what a sour note.
Yeah,
sorry,
exactly.
gang. I should have hurried up my guess and just got it wrong. So,
but if you have enjoyed the episode, please let us know on your podcast platform of choice. Please leave us a review. It massively, massively helps. If you've been watching us on YouTube, which clearly a lot of you have been because the YouTube is just going mental. Look at that hair. That hair is what you're here for on YouTube, right? That's what you're here for.
My Barnet comes secondary to the amount of YouTube views recently, but thank you all very much. Please ensure that you subscribe.
Yes, like, comment, and subscribe. Perth to Paisley on all the socials. perthtopaisley@gmail.com. Adam, where can they get you on all the socials?
You can get me on all the socials reviewing Johnny Stewart's career at Kendo's column.
We'll be back next week in the normal time to review all the cup fallout, the cup draw, which I realised will be happening as well on the Sunday night. So hopefully we're in that.
I was going to say, otherwise we get that. On that draw.
Exactly. And anything else that happens in potential transfer stuff, anything like that. But until then, we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.